Hello friends, it's Stephanie and I am back today finally with another video in my planner journey from Behind the Designs. Alright, so it seems like forever and a day since I last did a video. It has been utter chaos between getting my desk all set up and my website has bombed out, or did bomb out, I should say. And that tied me up for literally this entire week between making some changes. I'll talk about that a little bit. And then the change that I made basically stopped my website from working. Not a change I made, but and all the steps you have to take. It just was Friday. It's Friday. You're going to see this on Saturday. But I am glad it's Friday. I need a break. But before I thought about it, I am going to get this video out for you. Today I wanted to, in preparation, it's all part of my 2026 goals, and I want to get, I would say more organized, because this is really what this is going to do for me. But I mean, I'm pretty organized with what I have. I'll be honest and straight up. I have not faithfully written in my traveler's notebook for, oh gosh, days now. It is what it is. I just had no time. So I had to pick and choose. And so I basically went and did the things I needed to do. So I am going to kick off this video with doing something that really kind of summed it all up and just relaxed me a bit so that I can get this done. So enough talking. I mean, I'm not done. You know me, I talk all the time. But let me show you what I'm going to do. So in case you haven't figured it out, I am going to work in my disk system today. Throughout this change that I've been, planning. You plan for the change, but you don't plan for all the problems in between. I kind of really ended up making the disk system my main planner because, I needed to be able to flip those pages. The A5 book from Planner Perfect, it's a amazing concept. But the fact that it doesn't lie flat, there were some times when I needed to have that planner open. So I really kind of heavily relied on my disk system here. So what I'm going to do, we are in the middle of the month already, but that doesn't bother me. I am going to bring in something new, and then we're going to kind of get cranking on it. So let me tuck this off aside. And, I have my Happy Planner punch here, so you kind of probably already know what I'll be doing. But I spent some time after all this was done and said, and I got on to create, a new printable. So it's not really a new printable. It is a sized to the junior half letter size planner printable. So this printable is out on my shop. Now let me tell you about that. There's the website now, which is behindthedesigns.blog. But now you will find, and it links over to it, but now the shop is over on its own web address. So you will find it now at shop.behindthedesigns.blog. So again, if you go to Behind the Designs, you will find it. It will link over for you, but I'm just, kind of filling you in. And that was that change. I pulled out the shop from the blog. They're still connected, but they're kind of separate sites now. So I just took some time today to create this printable. Now, the habit tracker is already available. It is a resizable printable. It is basically this. The only thing I added new is this little month calendar at the top, and I'll explain, you know, how that's all going to work. But I need to do this. I need to, again, this won't be completely filled out for January, but it will be already in here for February. So I'm going to bring up my paper cutter. And we're going to kind of kickstart this. I got to move this a little bit more out of the way. Okay. So this printable for the half letter size is available at, you know, on the shop, but what you get in this one with the half letter is you get 4 pages. So you're going to get 1 sheet, 2 months, another sheet, another 2 months. So in total, you'll have 4 months. You have the choice to print it front and blank on the back, or you can print it, you know your printer settings, you know, whether you have to flip your paper or not, or if your printer does it for you, and then print the second page and it'll print for you. You can cut it. It'll be good. So I am only going to do one side because I want to keep this other side for notes. I have a feeling a lot of notes are going to be taken in this latter half of the month. So as you know, with a letter size, your paper is literally half sheet of a paper, or an 8.5 by 11. So I'm just going to, let me see if I can show you. I'm trying not to cut myself on this blade here. So maybe you can see this very faint line. So it is super, super faint. If you have a slide cutter or something that you're not quite sure of the size, you can use that very faint line to tell you where to cut it, but it basically is going to cut it at 5.5 because that is half of your sheet of paper. And now I can move this back out of the way. And I've got to say, this new desk setup that I have, I am crushing over this left-hand desk. I have IKEA drawers now that hold all my pens. I will absolutely show you some little tidbits along the way across my social media, and you know, I'll try and pop a few things in here and there on YouTube as well. But if you recall, I had 3 circular rotating pen holders. Those are gone. I now have everything in my Alex drawers under my desk, and it also is a file cabinet, so it's perfect, beyond perfect. It didn't go in so perfectly. I had to do a little adjustment, but it finally worked. Took about 2 days to get it all in, get it all set up. It's not a perfect L shape because, as you know, IKEA no longer sells that corner unit for the Lag Captain desktop. But I made it work, and it works perfectly, like amazingly. So if you are using the Happy Planner Punch, now when I created these, I created them so that you can accommodate it with a Happy Planner Punch. Not everyone has the tool or the arc, or what's the other one, Levenger. So not everyone has all those different disc punches, but most, not all, but most of you have a Happy Planner Punch. So all I did with mine, if you can see, is this little post-it note. I have that in there to tell me where to put my paper against. So it's kind of like my guide. As you know, Happy Planner Punches are not sized for a junior or half letter size, but I made it work. Okay, so I've got my printouts, and what I'm going to do is I have one for January, one for February, so I'm all ready to go. Let me do this because I did want to show you what I've done since I showed my setup. And if I am off anything, like camera-wise, or, you know, I'll be adjusting for that, so don't worry about that. And I apologize in advance. But here is my zippered pouch holder. So what I did is I have in it currently all my mild liner highlighters that I use literally every day, just about every day. I have a brush pen in here, a small ruler, and then I've got some Post-it notes over here. So everything I need is kind of here. The other new thing I grabbed was this Friction, it's the, I think they're called Coletto pens. They're the multi-ink pens, and I love them. I love to be able to adjust my planner and my pages by color. You know, color draws in my eye, tells me what I need to do, what I need to do it for. As you know, I've labeled all my colors for my color coding in my planner. So this little pouch has really come in handy, and I'm kind of loving it. So let me set that aside. So that I've gotten up to date on. And in here is my, of course, 2026 setup. And I'm now going to be adding this pen in. So I had a highlighter, and this is a black pen, even though it writes red, I believe, right? I don't even know. Does this write? Oh, no, that's red. Never mind what I said. So since this is red, and I have red in this pen, I think what I'm going to do is include this here, and I'll retire this one. Or you know what, I'll just put it in my pouch. It can't hurt. And then, for the purpose of writing on here though, I'm going to use my black pen. And I have, of course, these are all Friction pens. I love the Friction pen. All right. So what I plan to do, and I'm going to do this for, let's see, this is January. I'll show you what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to write on January, or yes, January's. Okay, so my intent is I'm going to take my February, and the same will happen with January, but I'm basically going to take it and put it behind my, at the moment, I may change it come February, but that's where I'm going to put it for now. But February, I have notes. I'm going to put it behind the tab. So again, at the moment when you turn it, you'll kind of see this, which I kind of like. But for now, that's where I'm going to put it. And the same will happen for January. And I realize now if I do that, I think I'm going to do it here. So normally they're going to have a cardstock in them. And I didn't have it for February yet. So they're actually going to go here. So every time, you know, I go into a month, I'm going to have this here. I'm going to have daily. So the circle is for your days. There's a little weekly habits and a small monthly habit as well. So I'm going to do a little filling in, and I can even do a little bit of highlights. So let me close this so I can get it out of the way. We'll do a little fill in and then go from there. Oh yeah, I wanted to add these in too. So see, I find these things everywhere. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I had this over off the side of the desk, and I'm actually going to use it to write on. I have discovered that writing on this glass top is very slippery for me, just my weirdness. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I am using this. And let's see, so we are red for the month. So I'm just going to color code this. So here's one thing we can do. You have the option with this. You can, whatever your habits are going to be, and some of mine are going to be related to my topics. So I think what I want to do is, for my month, I am going to use red, only because red is kind of, you can see it, I kind of got this red thing going on. So I'm going to use the red to highlight what month this is going to represent. And that's going to be February. or sorry, January. Just ignore what I just said. Okay. Making sure that that didn't leak through. Okay. So you can use the colors to highlight the line that represents. So if, for example, if you're doing this for social media, that's classic. And if you color code for social media, you know, for each line, you're going to say whatever social media you plan to do and what you plan to do. And then as the day goes, you highlight the box. So since I am going to be I use red for YouTube, and they're not going to be on here. So the fact that I used it up here is okay. The other thing you can do if you color code and, you know, most of your pretty colors are taken, you can either circle the month it represents, or you can use like maybe a gray. That would work just as well. So that's an option. Then what you want to do is go in and number your outer circle. So your lines when you start writing are bound within this box. And then the top edge is where you put the date for the month. So I'm going to go through, put them in, and I'll fast forward for you so you don't have to watch that. Okay, so as you can see, just the outer circle is the day. And then I'm going to start filling in, I'm going to fill in some habits. I think I have 1 or 2 weekly or monthly, and then I'll do a few color highlights for you. So again, I will probably fast forward for that just to save a little bit of time. All right, so I've gone through and I've filled in, they're not all of them per se, so like down a weekly, monthly, but I wanted to kind of give you an idea of how I fill it out. So let's see, today is here. So let's see, Friday. So starting on the 12th, I'm going to pull over my blog color, and let's see if I can, here, I can take this off now, or move this out of the way so it's not in the view. Okay, and plus it's easier to shift the paper. So sometimes getting to the point of where you need to be, especially if you haven't done it. Okay, that was posts and products. So all week, I can highlight these. Okay, so you can see like, so mild liner ink doesn't like my printer ink very well because you can see it smear a little. So this week, yes, I was very much doing all that, working on SEO, working on the blog, that whole thing. for this one, which actually is red, right? So if today is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, correct. I haven't really worked with the circular one too much, so you can see me figuring it out. Let's see, here. Okay. And also, what else was there? There was one more. Oh, let's see. That is going to be shop, which is the very top one today. So when you are like, I don't know, to me, having a circular one is really nice because it's kind of like that color wheel almost. But it is, if you use color coding and you do that along the way, you know, then you'll get this nice little color palette going on. Now, if you have things on here that don't relate to like your color coded items, I would just use gray. So I will probably pull out my gray highlighter so that I can highlight anything that didn't relate to, you know, like a particular color. So that's kind of like my default for everything. So I'll do gray for those things. And that's the other thing. I haven't really done any posting. It's been crazy busy. I have it for January. I haven't done it. It's a weekly thing. So I am going to, you can see it has week 1 through 5. I will do that. I'll try to remember to do that Monday. I'm hoping and crossing my fingers everything will be back to normal. And then over here, I would say I'm going to check this, even though there's going to be more, but I'm going to check it because it looks great to check things off. All right, so let's get this in my planner. So you'll start finding, you know, if you are a junior size, you know, planner user, you'll start to see more things coming across for this. I'm going to really be working up my system because I just love having this for the things that I'm going to be doing. So for that blog work, for that shop work, having this, I can pull it out, flip it over. I don't have to worry about it closing. My traveler's notebook is probably primarily going to be not business. So it's going to be more, I think I'm going to gear it more towards into scripting on a level. But I think this is where I'm at for the things I'm going to be using it for. So long story short, a very long week. I don't know, was it long for you? It was so long for me. It felt like, I thought I had a planner pocket in here, right? It's somewhere. Anyhow, I do want to put, you know, let's have a little fun. Because I just want to show you, let me take this out because I think what I'm going to do, so it doesn't shine through. Let me cover, so again, these are just my brand. There's like the little sparkles there. Let me cover those. Okay, because, and then I'll be done, I think. So I want to use one of these little bow stickers. They're so cute. I think I told you I found them at Hobby Lobby. Oops, there we go. I'm going to put them in my planner, but I want to find the pocket so that they don't get bent up. So I am just going to put them here. Now they are, I don't know if you can see that, somewhat transparent. So that's why I covered that up. You can cover yours up if you'd like. make your printable that you are putting in your planner yours. You can decorate it up. There. And then I know, again, just a weird thing of mine. In fact, I can probably put those in there too. You know, all the red for January. I don't know. That's just me. Call me weird, but it's fun to be weird sometimes. All right, so I have filled out my habit tracker. I've caught you up on all the deets of what's been happening behind the scenes. New planner printable out there for you in the junior size, and you're getting 4 sheets of it. And you can print it multiple ways. Website's changed. Again, you will not lose, if you lose the shop name, that's okay, because you can still link to it from the blog. And everything's ready to go. If you have any problems checking out, please let me know. But here is all my stuff. I am ready to go. I have in here, so between this here is a lot of information that I've been working through throughout this process. So this has been like my godsend for the week. It just has kept me on track. It's kept me focused. It's kept me on target for doing the things I wanted to do. So I'm all happy about that. So I will shut up now. I can tell myself shut up. And I will let you go for the weekend. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope this has given you some ideas. You can use it to track your projects, your social media, your personal goals. A few of these things that I've put on here are in my goals. So, and I have that tab here as well. I started to work on that in the downtime from in between the problems in the blog. So I don't have it completely filled out, but some of those things are on here already. So, you know, use it for you. Use it to what you need to and what you want to accomplish for that given day, week, or month. You don't even have to use this for daily. You know, you can, there's a variety of ways you can use it. So, again, long story short, it's been a long week. Can you tell? I'm here to chat with you. I'm just relaxing, having a good time. And I hope you have too. So, that is it for today. I just want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so that you know when I post my next video. And that's it for today.